Hey, what's up guys? My name is Steve. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm just an American guy on a journey to discover my English and Irish ancestry. Today I thought we would watch King Charles giving his first address to the British people. This happened on the 9th of September, I believe, and which, if I'm not mistaken, is the day after Queen Elizabeth passed away. So I can imagine this was probably a pretty emotional speech to give for him. So anyways, guys, I've never actually heard King Charles, or when he was Prince Charles, I've never heard him ever give a speech before. I think I've heard him talking, maybe in passing somehow on the news or something like that. But generally speaking, I honestly haven't really ever looked into anything about his history or anything like that. So this should be interesting to, catch this first speech as the king. Anyways, guys, enough of me rambling. Let's get into it and see what he had to say in this speech.
Throughout her life, Her Majesty the Queen, my beloved mother, was an inspiration, an example to me and to all my family. And we owe her the most heartfelt debt any family could owe to their mother, for her love, affection, guidance, understanding, and example. Queen Elizabeth was a life well lived.
Before we move on, guys, how many kids did Queen Elizabeth have? There's Charles, there's King Charles, there's Andrew, I think is his name. Did she have any other kids besides, is it Andrew? Why? I know his name. Is it Andrew? Anyway, what other kids did she have? I'm just curious.
A promise with destiny kept, and she is mourned most deeply in her passing. That promise of lifelong service I renew to you all today. Alongside the personal grief that all my family are feeling, we also share with so many of you in the United Kingdom, in all the countries where the Queen was head of state, in the Commonwealth, and across the world, a deep sense of gratitude for the more than 70 years in which my mother, as Queen, served the people of so many nations. In 1947, on her 21st birthday, she pledged in a broadcast from Cape Town to the Commonwealth to devote her life, whether it be short or long, to the service of her peoples. That was more than a promise. It was a profound personal commitment which defined her whole life. She made sacrifices for duty. Her dedication and devotion as sovereign never wavered through times of change and progress, through times of joy and celebration, and through times of sadness and loss. In her life...
Sorry guys, I don't want to keep on pausing this, but did she know at 21 she was going to be queen? Because I know originally she was like, I don't know, a third in line or something like that. So was it by the time she was 21 she knew that she was going to be queen, or at one day, or so I know she became queen at 26, 27. Anyways, yeah, just let me know that in the comments. Did she already know that early that she was going to be queen after her father passed? I'm guessing at that point she didn't know it would be that close. And I wonder if he knew as a young man that it would be, he would it would be he wouldn't be king for until he was fairly old. I'm guessing he's 70ish, late 60s. I don't know, around 70 probably.
Life of service, we saw that abiding love of tradition, together with that fearless embrace of progress, which makes us great as nations.
That's something I really like about the British culture. It seems like you guys have a lot of tradition that you honor, and that's good. It's a stable. I think tradition is a stabilizing force for a country, so that's a good thing.
The affection, admiration, and respect she inspired became the hallmark of her reign. And as every member of my family can testify, she combined these qualities with warmth, humor, and an unerring ability always to see the best in people. I pay tribute to my mother's memory, and I honor her life of service. I know that her death brings great sadness to so many of you, and I share that sense of loss beyond measure with you all. When the Queen came to the throne, Britain and the world were still coping with the privations and aftermath of the Second World War, and still living by the conventions of earlier times. In the course of the last 70 years, we have seen our society become one of many cultures and many faiths. The institutions of the state have changed in turn. But through all changes and challenges, our nation and the wider family of realms, of whose talents, traditions, and achievements I am so inexpressibly proud, have prospered and flourished. Our values have remained, and must remain, constant. The role and the duties of monarchy also remain, as does the sovereign's particular relationship and responsibility towards the Church of England, the church in which my own faith is so deeply rooted.
Was he really close to his mother? I mean, what I mean by that is obviously, most people love their mothers, but he's definitely given the impression that him and his mother were really close. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they were. I'm just wondering. I can feel the sadness coming through his speech here. You can really feel it, and I've lost a parent myself. I lost my dad when I was 20. I can't remember. I think I was 20. I can understand. I mean, that's something I can definitely understand, is the pain of losing a parent. And it doesn't matter how old you are. Whenever you lose a parent, it's you lose a piece of you, and so I can just imagine how tough this speech, this address was, the day after his mother passed.
In that faith and the values it inspires, I have been brought up to cherish a sense of duty to others, and to hold in the greatest respect the precious traditions, freedoms, and responsibilities of our unique history and our system of parliamentary government.
Parliamentary government. That's something I have to look into as well. I need to understand how your government operates compared to ours. We're a constitutional republic in America. What is the UK considered some form of democracy, right? It's a monarchy. What is it exactly called? And do you have any idea? Can you give me some ideas of maybe what I should look for in regards to a video to describe what the UK government exactly is?
As the Queen herself did with such unswerving devotion, I too now solemnly pledge myself, throughout the remaining time God grants me, to uphold the constitutional principles at the heart of our nation. And wherever you may live in the United Kingdom, or in the realms and territories across the world, and whatever may be your background or beliefs, I shall endeavor to serve you with loyalty, respect, and love, as I have throughout my life. My life will, of course, change as I take up my new responsibilities. It will no longer be possible for me to give so much of my time and energies to the charities and issues for which I care so deeply. But I know this important work will go on in the trusted hands of others. This is also a time of change for my family. I count on the loving help of my darling wife, Camilla. In recognition of her own loyal public service since our marriage 17 years ago, she becomes my Queen Consort.
Queen Consort. That answers a question I had from the video I watched about the when they were singing the "God Save the King" to him. I was wondering I can remember what her name was, Camilla Bowles, and I didn't know if she would actually be the queen or if she would stay like princess or whatever her title is. So, Queen Consort, what exactly is that versus the queen? You know, you got queen, you got queen consort. I guess that's not the same thing. So, what exactly does that title mean?
I know she will bring to the demands of her new role the steadfast devotion to duty on which I have come to rely so much. As my heir, William now assumes the Scottish titles which have meant so much to me. He succeeds me as Duke of Cornwall and takes on the responsibilities for the Duchy of Cornwall, which I have undertaken for more than 5 decades. Today, I am proud to create him Prince of Wales, Tywysog Cymru, the country whose title I've been so greatly privileged to bear.
Sorry to keep on pausing this, guys. I'm just catching little things that I'm curious about. Like, Prince Williams was already Prince Williams, but he's now becoming Prince of Wales. So what has he been up until this point? What was he Prince of if it wasn't of Wales? I just don't know how that works. I don't know how any of that works, and this is definitely something I need to look into, because I have no idea how the monarchy system works. So if anybody has any ideas for some things for me to look into regarding all this, please leave them in the comments section. I would definitely appreciate that.
During so much of my life and duty. With Catherine beside him, our new Prince and Princess of Wales will, I know, continue to inspire and lead our national conversations, helping to bring the marginal to the center ground, where vital help can be given. I want also to express my love for Harry and Meghan as they continue to build their lives overseas. In a little over a week's time, we will come together as a nation, as a commonwealth, and indeed a global community, to lay my beloved mother to rest. In our sorrow, let us remember and draw strength from the light of her example. On behalf of all my family, I can only offer the most sincere and heartfelt thanks for your condolences and support. They mean more to me than I can ever possibly express. And to my darling Mama, as you begin your last great journey to join my dear late Papa, I want simply to say this: thank you. Thank you for your love and devotion to our family and to the family of nations you have served so diligently all these years. May flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
Is this Buckingham Palace right here? I think it is. Wow. That was a really good address, and I can imagine that was a really hard address, and I appreciate it. I'm guessing the British people appreciate it because the majority of it was kind of an obituary to the Queen, and he was giving thanks to the Queen on behalf of himself, but on behalf of the British people as well. And he acknowledged his kids, and his speech wasn't focused on himself really. It was focused on people outside of him, and that if I was a British citizen, that would give me hope on the fact he seems to be serious about his new leadership role. Yeah, I thought that was a really good speech, and it seemed heartfelt to me. I was impressed. Most likely, I mean, speeches like that generally they're wrote beforehand, and it wouldn't surprise me if this speech was written beforehand. It would be hard to go into a moment like that and say all the words you wanted to say without it being written beforehand. You would forget something usually, but if it was written beforehand, he is a very good. He's very good at looking into the camera and showing his real emotions into the camera, and I always appreciate that. I always appreciate when people are real with me, even if they're giving a speech on a camera. So yeah, guys, I appreciate that speech for what it meant, and the form he gave it in. Seems like this is my first impression of him, but I don't know anything else about the man. But my first impression is he seems honest. He seems open. He seems caring about the British people. He seemed like he cared about his family a lot. He seems like a good person to take over the role as king. And that's just my first impression. Some people agree with that. Some people won't agree with that, depending on their life circumstances, I suppose. That's just what I see just from this single address. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you liked this reaction, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment and help me understand the directions I can take in regards to learning about the monarchy and things like that. Also, the kind of the way I want to tie it in with the way the UK government is structured, because I have no idea. I know that you guys have multiple parties that are all kind of in power at the same time in differing amounts, different ratios. You know, instead of America being just two parties, you guys have like, you know, sometimes 3, 4, 5 parties, I think. I find that interesting. I know quite a bit about the American government. I don't know so much about governments outside of America, so it'll be interesting to look into that. And the monarchy and the government itself, I'm guessing, ties into each other in a very unique way. But anyways, guys, thank you for everything. And if you'd like to continue following me on this journey, please hit that subscribe button. Until next time, peace.